Khloe Kardashian and Kylie stay still in dreams, and Amber Rose's little pussycat is hiding in the bush. Stay tuned.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live, reality check.
Get it, Liam. Get it, get it, get it. Get it, Liam. Get it, Liam. Get it. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Black Hollywood Live's reality check. I am your girl, Ashley Gray. Join with me in studio,
your boy, DJ Jesse J.
What up? Woo! Happy Pride LA to everyone out there celebrating in WeHo. Make sure that you stay safe. Power to the people. Did you hear or not hear? Did you read what Abercrombie? I was going to save it for later, but I feel like it's very fitting what Abercrombie tweeted out about Pride.
What'd they do?
Well, actually, a Becky did.
Using all them gay models. What they say about Pride?
Well, actually, a Becky did. We'll save it for later
because it's. Now you got the tea. We talking about Pride. I just want.
Let's talk about Nick Gordon. He was recently arrested for domestic violence. So there's claims that he beat up his new girlfriend really severely, and he was on a $15,000 bond. So that's pretty pricey. Do we believe that this is true? Because he came back out to say that actually this is not true, and he is now going to file some kind of claims against her. I don't really know where he's going to get with that, but
I'm like, well, this is going to really fuck you over with the whole Bobby Christina thing. Like, I'm just like,
because he was found guilty of murder last year.
So now you just adding this onto it. I'm like, and $15,000 bail? Like, what is that?
And where did he get that money from? I mean, maybe you have 15 cents, $15, I'll give you. Maybe even 1,500 in the bank account. But 15,000? Where did you get that from?
Let it go, let it go. Speaking of let it go, I don't know if you guys paid attention, but in the white world, but Katy Perry and Taylor Swift, you know what I mean? Like, I normally typically don't care about pot beef, but this was fucking hilarious to me. So Katy Perry has been having her Britney moment, Miley Cyrus moment, where she like shaved her pixie hair, whatever. But she has this album she's gonna release called Witness, so she's doing all these stunts to try and promote it, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know how her and Taylor have always had bad blood. Well, Miss Taylor Swift thought it would be funny if she released all of her music, because she had pulled it from all streaming services, and then decided to release it the same day as Katy Perry's album.
The shade. And I am here for it. I'm so over Katy Perry right now. Like, I just cannot even deal with this 30 minutes of whatever. I just feel like this phase in her life is going to blow over, just like Miley Cyrus's did, just like Justin Bieber. They go through this black phase. I know that we talked about it like 2 weeks ago, but I'm over it.
And it's funny. I was like, all right, you know what? Like, maybe she is someplace where it's like, so I listened. I tried to give the album a listen.
How was it? Because I didn't.
Yeah, no. Like, I'm not here for it, Katy. Like, I mean, I legit fucked with your last two. Like, I was
when she first came out. I wouldn't even say when she first came out. I was riding with Katy up until this.
Yeah.
Like, I really loved everything that she would give us, but now creatively,
like, the music, I could probably pull maybe two songs. I'm like, all right, and one of the songs is the one with Nicki Minaj, and it's like,
of course,
Well,
Derek Fisher was recently in a car accident, but guess whose name the car was registered under? Matt Barnes.
That his boyfriend? Why are you driving his car?
Exactly. Oh. So Gloria, thank goodness, Gloria and Derek Fisher, they did make it out of the accident.
Oh, she was in it too?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And Derek was pushing the whip. But it's Matt Barnes' whip. That is embarrassing as a man to be driving another man's car and then get caught because you got into a car accident. I mean, do you not have any coins? Why are you not pushing your own whip? Do you have a Prius? That's okay if you do. But drive it. You ain't got to have the most expensive whip, but honey, drive your own or walk. Take the bus. But to be driving another man's car, especially given the situation, which is already shady, but I love it. It's so good. I love a shade.
Speaking of shade, maybe you want some. Well, you can catch it right underneath Amber Rose's bush, because apparently... So, you know, Amber Rose always trying to pull some stunt to make it seem like, which, P.S., to go back to the Katy Perry story, the picture of Joanne the Scammer and Katy Perry was
hilarious.
Funny. And if he's in the Swish Swish music video with Nicki Minaj, I'm down with everything. So Amber Rose felt like going viral. So what did she do? She decided to embrace her womanhood and post a picture of her nude self on Instagram.
And
where
she
we
advocated.
clearly know that that's not allowed, but she still did it. And she what?
She basically is using the word or the act of being a feminist and feminism to advocate this theory that this is empowering women and I should be able to embrace like who I am and my body parts freely. I totally understand where she's coming from, but you cannot call that being a feminist, not in the historical sense. Maybe like your modern day hoe feminism, but like, where is your grace? Where is your style? Where's the regalness?
It's like
I don't
Kathy
get it either.
Griffin with the head. Like it's like what? Okay, fine. Like, let's play with the game.
Right.
Like, okay, this is what you want to do, but like, what is this?
It's not appropriate.
Like, your vagina being out here, like, and what we know you as is getting knocked up, fucking rappers. So, like, I don't understand how this is, like, what does this represent? Like, I don't get what it represents. Why, if my little 6-year-old, or not 6-year-old, or, you know what I mean? Like, my little nephew or cousin is on Instagram and comes across porn. You know what I'm saying? Like, because let's really look at it. Like, is this really a movement for feminism? Like,
I mean, I advocate for women who love their body. You can walk around naked in your own home or where it is appropriate, but for this to be on Instagram, it's not appropriate.
But like,
only
what's
because
why couldn't you have underwear on in that? Why couldn't you have just had a little thong on?
Because
show
she
your
was
curves
making a point saying that this is how I view feminism. This is what I choose to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. My point is, there's a time to be appropriate, and there's a time that you are inappropriate, and you have to be culturally sensitive towards other people's views. And yes, I could not go to my job completely naked. Why? Because it's not appropriate. However, when I'm at home or if I'm in the shower, yes, it's okay to be naked. It's about being inappropriate, and putting that on social media was not a class act. I'm sorry, that's not what I consider to be feminism. And no, I will never support something called a slut walk. What the heck, Amber? Give it a rest. This is what, the 3rd year? I want it to go bye-bye. Go to sleep. Okay?
And I mean, so Instagram pulled the picture down. She was really upset about it. But obviously, you post anything online and it's going to go viral. Right. Twitter took it and started putting clothes on her.
Yes. And honestly, I love some of those outfits. They were real cute. The little bikini they drew on her with the African print.
Yeah.
I said, yes, she would wear that. But you know what, Amber? No. You need to... Something has got to give. Like, I'm just not being pulled into this feminist movement that you are trying to, like, this agenda that you're pushing. No. For people who are really going to dissect what it is to be a feminist, they're not going to fall into this thirst trap, because that's basically what it was. I would just love for her
to go on a show to sit down with feminists and like have a panel discussion.
But I honestly think that it's a different, like, people will have different perspectives and you have to respect that. It's about being appropriate and inappropriate. And where is the regalness and the class that is supposed to be, that we're supposed to uplift and carry from generation to generation? Like, did you not get enough love as a kid? Why do you thirst for all of this attention? And you know what? Shout out to the bushy puss. Can I say puss? Because I'm for it. A lot of people were like, that's gross, blah, blah, blah. And I think someone famous, I don't know, I have to look it up, came out and like posted a picture. Was like, I would politely ask any woman who showed up with a bushy vagina to leave. I'm like, I don't really understand that logic. Like, so like, as a man, well, if another man had a bushy down area, would you be like, that's not okay? Like, do you prefer it to be shaved completely?
Like in a relationship?
Or like, just a casual hookup? It just depends. Really? No? Why? Because you think it's dirty?
No. I mean, it's just like, there's a certain length that it just can't, like, it just cannot be like a Furby down there. Like,
I go,
Like, it can't be that.
See, I don't care. It's like, listen, that is what naturally happens. Like, I am not.
No, because my thing is this, like, it can't be like longer than my beard, for real. Like,
But why not? Is it like a feeling that it's unsanitary?
have you ever sucked a guy's dick where?
Oh, she will never reveal personal information about her in that regard. Sorry, that's not how she rolls. Can you rephrase the question?
Okay, well, so, you know what I mean? Like, okay, imagine going down and you just have this pillow of hair. Like,
well, some people like pillows.
Not that kind. When you're pulling it up and she's all that and you got pubes on your pizza, like, no time for it. Like, I get embarrassed. Like, I've you know what I mean? Like, it don't get crazy, but I'm like, sometimes it gets just a little bit too much, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's longer than my fingernail. Oh, girl. Hold up. You don't love me how you love me.
Well, Kylie and Chloe stay stealing dreams. So recently, the two sisters are being accused of stealing
They're working for Forever 21? Oh.
The two sisters are being accused of stealing other young women's like style or. Okay, let me just break the story down to you. Kylie and Chloe both separately were gifted with these different styles of clothing, and all of a sudden, weeks later, they come out with their own personal line of
African printed.
Well, no, it's camo for Kylie.
Oh yeah.
And then people were like, "Well, camo has been around forever." But the person who owns that design actually gifted Kylie this stuff. Like, "Hey, would you wear my line?" And Kylie loved it. But then she turned around and used that same design, the two-piece camo, for her own line. The same thing happened with Khloe Kardashian. It was like a starburst type bodysuit and so the girl who gifted it to Khloe said like, look, bro, like you stole my design. I gave this to you. You saw it, you wore it, and then all of a sudden now it's a part of your line. I believe it's called Good American or Good America.
It would be
something
under a Trump nation.
Right. So do you think that they should give people credit? I know they're not original. I get that. They have never been original, but I just feel bad for the people who they stole it from.
No, I want to say, honestly, this is a lesson. And this is a lesson to new artists. This is a lesson to designers. It's the same thing with Forever 21. Like, you have to understand that I work in the industry where if I create a show and I go bring it to somebody and I sit down with them, there's a possibility that they'll be like, oh no, sorry, we actually have something. You hear this all the time?
And that happens all the time in the entertainment
already
world.
In the works.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
How you had an idea about where I came from? You had that? No, you didn't.
And the person's name was Jesse.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
For real? You know what I want? Let me meet him. But so like things like this happen. And so, you know, it's like with the Forever 21 thing and the Tupac shirts. And this is new. It's what people do. They steal. Like, you go down to Santee Alley, and they have all the same logos just reversed around.
Right.
There's so many intricate laws. And the thing is, you giving a gift to somebody like a Kardashian, where they may wear it once, and then they can go and steal it because...
But if the tables were reversed and someone stole something from one of their Kardashian or Jenners,
that they have the legal power to do it.
Exactly.
Someone coming up in this isn't going to have the lawyer
So be careful.
Yeah,
be careful. Don't. But then again, it's
just
like
gift it to other realities, not the Kardashians. They too smart. Give it to like, you know what I mean, Jocelyn.
Are they smart though? That's a lazy way of thinking. Oh my gosh, I really love that. I should totally make that a part of my line. That doesn't take much brain power.
I mean, but why do you need brain power to make money like that?
That's true. I just didn't want to give them that adjective. It's not smart. It's easy money, which is why they are.
Speaking of easy, Khloe Kardashian came out to talk about how she fake tried to get pregnant with Lamar. That
is so rude and so disrespectful on so many levels, Khloe. Like, how dare you? And you're lucky that we won last weekend. Monday.
What is it?
Because the Cavs were down because freaking Tristan. Like, ain't nobody got time for this bull crap. The curse of the Kardashians. We were down. The Warriors won 3 games.
Oh, this is basketball. I thought it was the Wizards. Sorry, y'all.
I did. I peeped that. No, you called them Washington or something, and I'm like,
Washington Wizards.
I was like, oh,
And it was the Warriors.
Yeah.
My bad. I don't do none of that. But so speaking of someone else who doesn't do anything is Chloe basically faked her pregnancy. Well, faked trying to get pregnant. So when we saw her going to the fertility clinic and all that stuff, she said she was really just doing that to kind of put up a front. So Lamar thought, she said, but in the back of her mind, there were so many deeper things that were happening in the relationship that people didn't know about. So she felt like she kind of had to like play these two lives. And she said that because of these dark demons that he had, she just felt like she couldn't bring a child into the world. And I'm like, did you feel that, or did your uterus feel like that? Because I heard that makes maybe a little dried up.
Well, I doubt that this is true. I think that she's trying to get some sympathy votes.
But this is something that would give people sympathy for her?
Well, in her mind, we just talked about how they're not smart. So in her mind, maybe she's thinking that, oh, well, let me just, I really wanted to. Honey, you would give both of your both of your legs to have a little black baby. They are so desperate for kids. And I get it. You get to a certain age and you see your sisters having kids and you want one. So I don't buy this story. But you want to know what story I do buy? Lamar Odom's daughter recently came out and said, you know what? After the marriage of like my father and Khloe Kardashian, the relationship between myself and my father like plummeted. It no longer existed. Believe it? Do.
You want to know some secret tea?
What?
Allegedly.
No, it's a fact.
No, it ain't, girl.
It is.
I've been reading about legal things and allegedly.
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly, someone that source
Spit it out.
claims
What?
that when Lamar was going to some of them brothel places.
Yeah. Chloe was there.
Honey, it wasn't only females there.
Ooh, what plot twist? That sounds
from a very interesting source too.
Who?
Okay.
Y'all know I love this.
Who?
Who was it? Steve Harvey.
Oh.
So
Might have been Peter Thomas from Real Housewives of Atlanta. But we'll get on that another time. So wait, what else is she talking about? Was that all that she said? Because did you see, bitch, on the carpet, Jerry Seinfeld and Kesha?
You know what? I still watch Seinfeld to this day. Like, it is so good. I have always been such a fan of Jerry, and this just put the cherry on top of this dairy-free Sunday that I'm enjoying.
Oh, bitch, I'm about to put the hot sauce on the.
Bitch, just because I'm black don't mean I want no hot sauce on my Sunday.
Chocolate syrup on it too. So okay, if you guys didn't see it, Kesha, singer, if you don't know who she is,
I barely do. But
really? Kesha's first album was everything.
I know her songs, but if I were to see her out in public, I wouldn't be like, that's Kesha, as opposed to like Britney Spears or even like Katy Perry. Like, I wouldn't know
Fair enough,
who
especially
Kesha
now
was.
because she's not like
she looks
dirty
like
and
a
glitter.
basic white girl.
Right, she does. So she was on the carpet with Jerry Seinfeld, and she was being interviewed next to him, and she turned and she got excited because she's a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, Jerry, can I please, I love you so much, I love your show, can I please have a hug? And he was like, nope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nope. She was like, oh, just a little one?
Nope.
No, thank you. I'm good. No, thank you. She was like, oh, and he was like, and then turned back to the camera and started laughing. I was like, Jerry, that level of shade is goals. Like, just to be so cute and petty.
And it's so funny because then they were like, that was Kesha, and he was like, oh, don't know
okay.
her.
But anyway, back to the interview.
Which I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I'm kind of off and on about it because it's like, okay, I get it. He's Jerry Seinfeld. Like, he's never checking for Kesha's music. Like, I can't even imagine. He probably listens to Elvis still. Like,
but just to go in for a hug with anyone, like, I'm not a hugger. And if I don't know you, I don't necessarily want to hug you. So, like, we can do a handshake. Sometimes I don't even want to touch your hand. I don't know what kind of energy you're trying to transfer. So for Jerry to be like, oh, no, I'm good. I mean, if he would have went in for a handshake, that would have been a little bit more, I guess, like charming or endearing. But then again, if you don't want to,
and you're in the middle of an interview.
Yeah, that's rude. Like, oh my God, no, you can't have a hug. But hi, it's nice to meet you.
Although that interviewer was probably so excited that is gold.
Gold. I would have looked. This would have been a
Me and
camera.
Ashley would have been done on the car. We'd have been like, oh, we don't need nothing else. Pack it on out.
Not like Jerry. I would have got real like Ashley on them because I have different personalities. I would have been like super professional, and then once that happened, I'm like, Jerry.
Until he shaded Ashley, and then she would not be here for it.
I'm like, hold on, Jerry. I know you're trying to shade me. I would have given him the black girl clap back. Like, oh no, you ain't, because I watch your show every day. But I'm still here for Jerry. I'm sorry, Kesha. Like, you have to ask for a hug, bro.
Girl, Kesha ain't the worst on his shit list. So apparently,
what?
Yeah, so he has 3 kids, and he recently, when he was talking about Kesha in an interview, and he said, I just have certain standards.
Hello.
What I can't stand, though, is the Kardashians. And I caught my daughter tuning in, and this is what he said. He said, the one time I really, really got upset was when my daughter was watching the Kardashians on her phone in bed, and I could not take that scene. For someone who, for their whole life, television was the Olympics of being a comedian,
True.
It was only for the very best.
Right.
You had to have everything. You had to go through all the different hierarchies of your career to get to television. I'm offended by reality television on so many levels, and that show, of course, is a premier example of reality television. These people are not doing anything interesting. I lost my temper with that one.
You know what? As a parent, like, I'm not a parent, but from his stance as a parent, I appreciate and I respect it, because it's up to the adults, specifically the parents in a child's life, to monitor and to regulate what they are allowing in their household. When I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to watch certain things like The Simpsons.
Yep.
I wasn't even allowed to watch, like, South Park. I wasn't even allowed to watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but I did sneak and watch it because it was like witchcrafty, and like I was really into it, and my mom thought I was gonna be a witch, or I'm dibbling dabbling.
Because the craft had came
and
out
I'm
too,
obsessed with cats, so then I wanted a
it.
talking cat, and my mom was like, "What's going on here? You're not allowed to watch that anymore." So I get it, and I respect that.
You and a talking cat.
No, I was upset. I'm obsessed, and I wanted a talking cat, bro. And so every cat that I saw was like, "Can you talk to me?" And I'm like, "Come on, nope." So I get it from as a parent, he's doing his job.
Now we all know what Ashley be doing in her house.
Literally, I'm weird. At midnight, I'm trying to rescue cats. That's me. I love cats. Anyway, I respect him for saying this. Like, if everyone, come on.
Don't need to be sucking on, the clitoris
of the Kardashians. Just like with Beyonce, it's like people feel like they can't say anything negative about Beyonce because why? Because the FBI of Beyonce beehives are gonna come after you. Who cares? Like, people do not have to love the Kardashians. Sorry. And I respect Jerry Seinfeld for creating boundaries in his household. Boop. Boop. So let's talk about the Bachelorette. Honey.
Wait, I thought we were saving this for the end.
We are at the end.
Girl,
you got another story?
Girl, you sure do.
Well, honey, let us know.
Honey. All right, so we talked about Jocelyn last week, right?
Hustline,
and how she quit Love and Hip Hop. So some more news came out. I was watching Miss Wendy Williams this week, and apparently...
How you doing?
All the tea started because Hustline apparently called into the Wendy Williams show to book herself. And wanted to book Stevie so that they could, interview and talk about stuff. And the producers from Love and Hip Hop tried to stop it. And so Jocelyn got really upset. But now Jocelyn's coming out and saying that the real reason she quit the show is over a paycheck. So my question is this all for the show? Will they still keep Jocelyn on? And, they're kind of going back and forth where Wendy's like, you have to fire Jocelyn, even though she is the show. But then the fans are like, you can't fire her because...
No, this is a Phaedra situation.
Yep.
Where it's like, oh, we're going to create all of this buzz and drama surrounding the show so that we can get people to tune in. Because I honestly, in my heart, thought Phaedra was going to be fired. I thought that she was done with the show. Now, all of a sudden, she's back. And
she's back and renovating a $1.9 million mansion.
And I don't understand where she got that money from. Like, is Mona giving you that many coins?
Who? No, Phaedra? That's Andy Cohen.
Oh, my bad. Well, Andy has those coins. Sorry, Mona, I did shade you right there. Andy got those coins.
Mona does for herself.
She's not spreading the love.
Right.
God, please. Mona? Mona's like, honey, you can go. We can always replace you.
All right, and then before we talk about The Bachelor, one other thing, girl.
What happened?
Did you see this interview with Amanda Bynes?
Yes, when she talked about Drake, and she was like, yeah, I was basically on drugs, but I did want
him to fuck me.
Yeah. You know what? I love how every time I see Amanda Bynes, I always think of all that. That's me.
She looks so different now, though.
She's looks like a cute chubby bunny.
Yep. So, Amanda, I want you here in studio. I know that will never happen.
It could. What else is she doing?
Well, I'm just saying that interview seemed very PR'd. Like she was like she had like Britney handshake.
Because she needed to get it together. If this is her first public appearance,
we need her, Amanda. This the show you need to come on so we can get the real tea. Like, bitch, what happened?
No, she's never gonna give that. It's gonna be so PR'd.
Oh, no, she ain't. If me
we can get it.
If me and Amanda Bynes are in the same room, guess we talking depression, we talking drugs, we talking all that. We want to know. Because guess what, Amanda Bynes, your story as a teenage Hollywood star who went through all this, like Britney ain't talking about it, Paris ain't. None of these girls want to talk about it. Everyone, and this is the problem with our life, with the world, is that we go through internal issues. We never want to talk about them, and we just paint them with a Kardashian nude, and we're like, no, we're fine. But inside, you want to fucking kill yourself, and you're married to someone that doesn't even really love you. And you just popping out kids for them because that's what the tabloids want. So I would really appreciate Amanda Bynes to really go out there and have this conversation and be bold. You know what I mean? Like, if you're bold enough to continue to say, yeah, I wanted Drake to murder my vagina. Well, why did you want that? What drug were you on when you wanted that?
Well, it depends on what new project she's working on. Because if she's going back to the Disney Channel, she can't give all that tea.
But then I also am like, what kind of rehab did you go to? Because, like, I wonder, it was like a little tick thing that she would do. The lead host would be like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. Thank you so much. You're beautiful too. And she'd be like, oh, I love your shirt. Thank you so much. Your shirt's gorgeous. She'd be like, oh my gosh, girl. Oh, you were so funny in that. Thank you so much. You make me laugh. And it's like, why do you keep complimenting?
Yeah, that's an insecurity thing, though. Yeah. It's like, I cannot accept compliments because I don't feel beautiful enough, so let me compliment you. So that's like I
almost
really
took it
twisted.
like a Mean Girl thing, too. Like, remember when she was like, I love your bracelet?
No, I think that's more of an insecurity. Like, oh, no, I can't be that beautiful. Let me just spin it back on you. Let's talk about you. I don't want to talk about me necessarily. Anyway, shout out to Amanda.
Fair enough.
Let's talk about the Bachelorette.
All right, girl, because, I've been wanting Ashley to be in the same room with me for 2 weeks now because I never watched the Bachelorette.
But I got him hooked.
Girl, and not only that, you know what else Ashley got me hooked on is her motherfucking live tweets. Ashley be killing me with her live tweets for the fucking I'll be on Insta story
every
because
Monday.
I have to record it and make my little laughs and whatnot. But bitch, her and then what's our friend from Sacramento that always be
Yes, I gotta get his Twitter name. I'll get it before the end of the show. But he always watches with us every Monday.
He plays with the gifs and all that. Y'all, if you are not watching The Bachelorette, like
it is
this
so
season
good.
is so worth it.
And Rachel does not. You know what? I feel like she talked to producers and said, "You guys are not about to play me. This is what's going to go down. You will not spin this so that I look like a fool."
Yep.
Rachel is not playing with these people. She is there to find love. She is passionate about it, and I love that because most of the time in the past, the Bachelorettes will be like, "Yeah, like totally okay.
Fine, you can come back tomorrow."
Fine, it's no. She's like, "Demario, get your ass out." Like,
Thank
I'm
you
done.
for the poem, the love,
Thank
and all
you.
that. But you need to keep pushing that way.
But let me just say,
Thank you.
Demario is there for the checks and the coins and to get his little moment of stardom. However, his moment is still going because it came out last week that he is going to be on the next season of Bachelor in Paradise. Now, I'm totally here for it. Mm-hmm. However, we just got some little tea that production has been suspended for Bachelor in Paradise because of some misconduct. Who beat who up? Who got thrown in the ocean? Who was drowned?
Who was raped and drugged?
That was deep.
Girl, that's what happens on these
reality
reality
Bill Cosby
shows.
is going through his trial
and
right
remember
now.
the game.
Well, we want to know. So anyway, Waboom left. Thank God.
Although I gotta say, when he got left and did that final interview with
that was so funny.
Douchebag. I can't with that man who is just like, "Hi, I'm Lance Armstrong." Like, this freaking douche. I would have been on the show still if it wasn't. No, you wouldn't have.
It was so funny. It was
like,
the most
sir, go
vanilla.
Eat fucking oatmeal. Like, I just can't with you, sir. 1 and 2, you look gay as fuck.
No, speaking of gay, Anthony is gay. Ain't no way y'all gonna tell me that black dude who was riding that horse with those 2 earrings, and they had to be hoop earrings, was gay. Like, he's gay. There is no sexual chemistry between him and Rachel, and he's just awkward with everything that he does. I'm like, he's not there for Rachel. He's there for Chris. Period. He wants a rose from Chris, the host of the show. Eric I believe is an actor, but everyone came from for Eric, and I really wanted to be like, y'all need to leave Eric alone because ain't nothing wrong with him. But he's an actor, though.
And I liked how he stood up for himself.
He did stand up for himself, but I feel like he was playing a character, if that makes sense. So I went to his Insta page, and of course, keep on scrolling, keep on scrolling, because I was back like 18 months, you know. And I noticed that he does commercials, and he goes out to auditions, and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, he was booked as an actor to be on The Bachelorette. Rachel is not going to end up with him. Rachel needs to end up with Peter so they can have a baby with a gap.
Oh, of course you would want that.
And you want to know what a black man said to me on Twitter? Not to me, but on Twitter. He was like, I bet you that the Bachelorette will end up with a white guy. And I'm like, but he said it in a very condescending way. So, you know me, being shady. I was like, and what's wrong with that? I did a real cute little gif, you know?
Honey, ABC ain't going to give black love for the first season.
I mean, it doesn't matter who she ends up with. It's whoever she has a genuine connection with. Peter.
You think
I am Team Peter. I was Team Fred, but she let Fred go. He was so handsome with his chocolate self
he
and
was
that beautiful.
so fine, but at the same time, now think of you. Because, you know what I mean? Like,
I would never go for Fred only because I feel like he's not, like I went to his Instagram too, scrolling and scrolling. He is highly educated. He has a master's in business, I believe. And like he definitely has a sense of regalness about him. But I do feel like he still has an immature quality too. He needs to grow up. Not that he's not a man and that he's not thinking toward the future and building a family. But I do think that Rachel wants someone who she can depend on right in the now, and she wants someone who's gonna like grab her and kiss her passionately, and Fred just isn't that person. So she had to let him go. I'm so sorry.
Girl, I just found so much tea on these boys.
This is me every Monday.
So Anthony was sued for careless driving following a car accident and had to pay up $5,000. Then come to find out,
he's gay.
Nope. Jonathan was arrested for leaving the scene of a car crash.
Wait, which one is Jonathan? Let me see.
Jonathan Treese. Let's see. Let me pull him up. It's just they're literally just spilling all the tea on everyone's criminal record back. Ooh.
I mean, everyone. I don't have a record per se, but I'm not going to hold that against someone if they have a record.
Jonathan.
Oh, Jonathan can go to bed. He needs to go anyway.
Yeah, he does. Wait, we ain't done, girl. Then we get Chris was arrested in April 2017 when he rear-ended a tractor, driving Kenneth Mosher.
Wait, are we talking about the real people? Like, is this tea that we need to say allegedly in front of?
No, girl, I'm reading this right here. It says The Bachelorette and The Bachelor star. Oh, The Bachelor. This is Chris.
See.
From that. But I'm sorry. Who's killing people over here?
No, he was a contestant from last season of The Bachelorette, and he did a hit and run, and he was drunk. So yeah, The Bachelorette is good. Catch it every Monday at 8 o'clock on ABC. I'm totally here for it. I want Rachel to choose Peter because I love Peter. There's no one else out there for her. However, she did definitely choose love because, oh my goodness. And then somebody else, this white girl gonna say on Twitter, oh my gosh, like I didn't know that I was watching a porn. I thought that I was watching The Bachelorette. I'm like, bitch, let Rachel get her life. If she want to kiss 5 out of 6 boys, then let her do that.
That ain't porn, but I am
not.
looking at Rachel like...
I mean, it's a kiss, and Rachel has already expressed that she receives love by feeling like I'm not that. That's not how I receive love. Like, don't touch me. But she is that person, so that's why her and Fred would never work out, because she wants someone to make the first move, and that's what she likes. And it's kissing. It's not like she's having sex with these people or going even to second base. She barely left first base. It's just a little tongue action. Leave her alone. So you don't like the fact that she's kissed like 5 guys already? Is that really?
I mean, it was just kind of like it was the way they edited it though. It was just kind of like boom, boom, boom. Oh, dang, girl, all right.
Girl, get
like
your
I remember
life.
we tweeted about, we made a little commentary, social commentary, like, all right, girl, you better get your life, Miss Rachel.
Get it, girl. Ice-T recently tweeted out to someone who, let me read the...
Bill Maher?
No.
Oh, this is something
No,
else.
this is, okay, see, look, he just fell into the trap. Because you talking about the wrong person. So Ice-T, this lady named Susan, tweeted at Ice-T, "Screw you for whining on Bill Maher when is your music gonna respect women. How dare you go on the show and whine like this? And so Ice-T, who is not Ice Cube, responded with, wrong ice, bitch. I was like, Ice, you ain't have to do her like that. But it's kind of funny. Because, like, first of all, if you gonna come and check me, make sure that bitch, this ain't Ice Cube. This is Ice-T. Okay? This is Limpton out here. Hello?
I'm on SVU, okay?
So that was hilarious. But did you watch the interview?
I didn't. I wanted to so bad. I didn't know it came out yet, but so I will be watching that when I get home. Tonight.
Yeah, so basically in a nutshell, Ice Cube was like, you know what, we own that word, like that's our word to use. And he got a lot of flack from the black community. Not a lot, I would say, like some people were coming for him like, well, we don't necessarily, like I feel like we shouldn't say that word anymore either because of the historical context. But one thing that really resonated to me is that Ice Cube said, you know, white people use that word as a weapon. Well, it was used as a weapon to oppress black men and women. And when I hear white people saying it, even if you are the quote unquote homie, it has venom in it, no matter what. And it's not okay.
But my question to him is, especially him being a little older, like your aunties and like your grandma, like didn't express that same feeling to you when they heard their kids using it, even though they're using it in a way of, you know, taking the word, owning it, and using it in what they think is a positive manner. But like that same word, you know, I mean, it affected so many people. That's just, it's such an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And then it was interesting too. Whoopi Goldberg on The View was like, I don't see a problem with it, because she was saying that he didn't use it. He used it on himself. In referencing that he was.
Why would you say
no,
it?
I thought,
It just doesn't make any sense to me, because white people or black people, for that matter, do not go around using other terms that are hurtful, like spec, or like things that are not necessarily something that it was used as an oppressive term before by white people to other cultures. Well, like I would never go around saying like, oh, what's a Spanish speaking term? Is that spec? That white people would use to talk about them. Whatever. Terms like this, you don't hear other people saying, but why do people want to say nigga so bad? Like, why do you think that it's okay to say that? And even if me as a black woman, if I'm saying like, oh, okay, well, you know, it's okay for me to say it, but not my white friends. I own that. It's a feeling and it's an emotion. And I feel like other people who are not black should be really aware and cognizant of that fact. If it offends me, don't say it, period. If you hear me saying it, that has nothing to do with you. But I don't want, just like cursing. I don't use curse words. I don't necessarily like when other people curse. And I'll tell my friend. I know. Like, but it's kind of like you have to be sensitive to how other people feel about things. And if you're around someone who doesn't necessarily curse or use curse words, then I think that you should be a little aware of that and maybe not do it in front of them. Just like you wouldn't be cussing somebody out in front of kids because you don't necessarily think that it's appropriate to do. So just be more aware.
It was more so like the fact that as soon as he said field, for me, like it was like he just said field. Which was weird too, because it's like, sir, what do you mean go work out in the field? Like, do you work in the field? Like, what does that mean?
It's just,
and then you took it and put it to a racial joke. Like that to me is like, well, that came real quick. Like,
you want to know what's really? I found some comic relief in a tweet. Someone tweeted out, you know what? Bill has dated more black men. Bill has dated more black women than most NBA players. That was kind of funny, but I wouldn't date nobody like Bill. Because I know people like him.
Mm-hmm. He looked like he might put in the chokehold.
I think it's more,
like a power thing.
I'm good on that. But anyway, Abercrombie, back to what we were talking about at the top of the show, they tweeted this out. And they tried to do it in honor of
Pride?
LA Pride. It says, quote, and this is coming from this white girl who Twitter calls Becky. The pride community is everybody, not just LGBTQ people. So Twitter came back like, here comes Abercrombie with this, did they just try an all lives matter pride? It's like, really? Seriously? Well, how do you feel about that?
I agree
Nope.
with Twitter.
Nope.
What? I've never bought anything from Abercrombie, so now I'll just continue
That used to be my store in high school. Not
I used to
gonna
want to
lie.
buy that. What was that cologne? That all the guys used to have. What's it like?
I still kind of like the
famous
smell.
cologne? Oh, I do too. But it's like that one cologne. It's like you can't get it because everyone will be like, "You got Abercrombie."
Right.
But
It's kind of like
so
the
bomb.
You know, it's the Britney Spears fragrance for me.
Oh,
Curious.
My mom's still like, if I don't get that for her on Christmas,
It
like, she's
smells
like,
so good, but I
not Britney
can't wear it anymore because it smells like middle school and high school. It's like, girl, you got on Curious by Britney Spears. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this
No,
anymore.
my mom upgraded to Fantasy.
Oh my, yes.
And then she found out Paris Hilton's Can. Rap.
I mean, I'm telling you, shout
I'm like,
out to
my mom be
Britney.
sold by celebrities, y'all. Wait, okay, so I want to read what's going on in the chat room right now. So Don't Touch My Hair
What
wants to be a
happened?
co-host today.
Yes.
All right, so said, the Slut Walk is transnational movement of protest marches calling for an end to rape culture, including victim blaming and slut shaming of sexual assault victims. Some people think you can't be a feminist if you wear makeup, shave, dress, sexy. So everyone has their own definition. Agree with that. As someone who has been a victim of rape, I totally think that we should have protests and marches for things like this, but again, as someone who that has happened to, I don't see where the nudity comes into it, or like having to put your private parts out there and like be like, yes, I own my dick, like I always have.
Right.
Still
There's
do.
just no connection. Like, where's the bridge? Like, I don't really, like, is the bridge a pussy? Like, I don't get it. Like, what am I?
And it's not shaming, because it's not to say slut shaming, but it's to sit there and say, well, girl, what are you doing? Like,
Right.
I'm not that, if that's what you want to do. But why I get upset, why we get upset, is because there's no control over it.
Mm-hmm.
She puts a picture of her vagina everywhere. Now every news media is posting this. It's becoming a hashtag, the Amber Rose Challenge. Now you got kids wanting to recreate it. If I came home and my 12-year-old kid is sitting on the steps with some daisies in between her vagina, like, I'm just gonna be like, what is happening?
There's just no, I feel like she needs to add an element of education to this.
That's why I thought the talk show was gonna have that
I'm like,
balance
we
of
don't,
something.
there's no connection. I don't necessarily consider this to be a feminist movement. Why? Because you're not educating me on the background of your mission statement. Like, what is this about? Like, I don't get it. So I'll never go. I'll never support. It's just not my thing. I probably will go and interview her just so I can get the tea.
I would love for her to come.
But I'm
in
not
here.
gonna walk. No.
Love for her to come.
Did
We'll
you
have a
read
real
did you listen
conversation.
to the James Comey testimony?
But I
Y'all,
know that
I got
you-
my life on the way to work. Like, he gave all the tea. He was like, I don't trust him. That's why I wrote down everything. He was like, I trusted Bush. I trusted Obama. We had interactions where I did not have to write everything down, but I felt like I did not trust him. And he was telling me, like, I hope that you'll drop this investigation. I hope you will. And so, of course, Republicans were like, well, that's not telling him to do that for certain. That's just saying, like, oh, I hope you will. No, bish. America is not stupid. Or are we? Because he is our president. But honey, if y'all have not, see, I should have did a live tweet, because y'all know I be throwing my little tea and shade and like sass in there. It's not like dry, like, this is CNN. I'd be like, honey, did y'all just hear what this mother said? He done said. So I should have did a live tweet, but
should've.
or whatever it's called. Yes, you guys got to go back and listen to it, because it is so interesting, and I feel bad for him, kind of, but not really.
Well, I'll be checking it out.
Yes, if it was like a movie and then they had a picture, because it was like such a good structured interview. Like, he had a very great, well, he's been in the politics for over 20 years. So of course that his responses will be very structured and well segmented, but they had a picture of him and then Olivia Pope in the background. And I got my life. Y'all, I was dying laughing. It is so good. The world we live in is a hot mess.
Hot mess.
And that's why we love being a hot mess every single week.
And we bring, you know what I mean? That's why we just come here every Sunday and just, this is our release from the world. That's why we say allegedly a lot. I mean, sometimes we don't got all the facts, and that's fine, because that's what we hear. You done already caught up on all the news, really, until this point, so we just here talking about it.
Right, let's do it. Let's do it.
And we're thankful that you're here to join us.
Where can everyone find you on social media?
Everywhere at DJ Jesse J.
And everyone can find me at Ashley Gray TV. We'll see you next week.
Bye!
Bye, Felicia.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.